Returning now to our Decision 2026 coverage and a look at some results still coming in there. LA County Sheriff looking to keep his post. Right now, he has opened up a sizable lead over former Sheriff Alex Villanueva. However, Luna must win more than half of the vote to avoid a runoff. If he falls short here, the two could face off again in November.
Also, a very important race with a widespread impact on California. Who will be the next insurance commissioner? Two Democrats lead the race here. Former San Francisco Supervisor Jane Kim and Santa Monica State Senator Ben Allen, who is about to be termed out.
All right, and our Kathy Vara has been following this race closely. She will join us later on to discuss this more. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are interested to hear about the insurance commissioner.
Well, it's the one complaint we've had. We're going to bring Conan back in. One complaint we've had in terms of the fires, people underinsured, people not having insurance companies step up, people having their policies canceled either just before or right after the fires. Insurance is a big problem in this state.
You nailed it. That's exactly right. This is a down ballot race a lot of people don't care about until Palisades and Eaton. And now all of a sudden, this is huge news because it's not just about those neighborhoods, those communities, massive communities, but it's about everybody else. Insurance is unaffordable as a result. Now, Kim, you pointed out she's a former San Francisco supervisor, very liberal. She has Bernie Sanders support. Her campaign has been hard line against the insurance industry. Some would say too hard because, they can pull out.
And they have.
Exactly.
There's some major companies that have pulled out of the state of California. They're not writing policies.
Correct. And and she's gotten some real estate backing. Ben Allen, state senator, well-known, well-liked. He's talked about how we need to harden up communities that are, in the interface, that are prone to these kind of disasters, and perhaps insurance rates will go down. But there's another Republican, Stacey Cumgarden, from the Central Coast. She's in third, and she's just like 2 points behind Ben Allen. So we'll see. I mean, this could flip. I know that any Democrat running statewide wants to have a Republican challenger in the fall. That makes it easy for them. If it's the two Democrats, it's going to be an interesting race, and it'll probably be expensive.
Realistically, Conan, I'm sorry, Colleen. Realistically, could we really see those changes come? I mean, I know so many of us who live in California and who are paying high prices for insurance. Could we see that decrease?
Well, that is a good question. I mean, the state fire agency has started to tell fire departments, okay, you need to enforce Zone 1, Zone 0, Zone 2. I don't know if homeowners have gotten it in the mail yet, but it's about trees being too close to your house or, within a 5-foot radius. So they're doing everything they can, I think, to try to address the potential for another conflagration of fire in some of these neighborhoods. But I don't know how you get around this because it's all about money. And they've asked,
who enforces it?
And who enforces it? And is the federal government helping out? They haven't helped out on a lot of things yet in California. And so, but to your point, a lot of focus is on this office because there's tremendous dissatisfaction with how it has been run by the current insurance commissioner. So there are a lot of people who want changes. Bernie Sanders involved. Others involved, the real estate industry is involved, and both sides trying to articulate a way to make sure people don't depend completely on the FAIR Plan, which has a lot of criticism statewide, and we get back to a place where insurance is affordable and insurance companies don't pull out of the state.
All right, Conan, thank you, and we have a long way to go on that.
Too.
All right, we're going to take you outside right now, a live look at LAX, right, Melissa?
That's right. I'm Lolita Lopez. Javier Becerra did not make any public appearances today. Instead, his campaign tells me he met with supporters in small groups. There's much optimism as they await more election results. Becerra was surrounded by family and supporters in downtown Los Angeles when he spoke after the polls closed Tuesday night. His message was measured, focused on his experience of more than 3 decades in public office. He says he is ready for the general election.
We'll build a government that runs not on promises, but on time and under budget. We will do all of these things because the world today needs California's shining example more than ever. It's optimism, it's inclusion, it's ambition and invention. That is what makes America great. Not the wealth and privilege, but one people.
The son of Mexican immigrants speaking in part about his grassroots support, including various labor unions, and about the Trump administration and the president, who has endorsed his opponent, Steve Hilton.
I'm Hetty Chang in Huntington Beach, where we were here very late last night with Steve Hilton and his campaign. Hilton getting on a plane early this morning and heading straight to the steps of the state capitol for a press conference announcing that his campaign for change starts today. Though the primary election for California governor is still too close to call, it does appear this may be a governor's race between Republican Steve Hilton and Democrat Javier Becerra. Here's how Hilton answered when asked how he plans to win the November election, going against a Latino Democrat in a heavily Democratic state.
And so when people say, how are you going to win in California as a Republican, my question is, how will a Democrat win based on the record that they are putting before the people and offering no change at all? We're offering change, which is what a majority of Californians want.
All right, here is a look at the latest results in the governor's race. This race, as we've been telling you, has not been decided yet. Keep in mind, only the top two candidates will get a spot on a November ballot. There you see Steve Hilton with 28% still holding the lead.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, we continue our team coverage on this race from the Bay Area to the Inland Empire. Let's begin with NBC4's Christian Cáceres. He's live in Riverside with the latest from Chad Bianco's campaign. Christian.
Well, Annabelle and Colleen, I can tell you that we have been reaching out to Chad Bianco and his team all day, but so far they've been quiet. And as you can see here behind me, very little activity outside of the sheriff's office here in downtown Riverside. But last night, his team telling us a statement was in the works. And this all happened at the same time while those early numbers were coming in, showing Bianco was behind several other candidates in the race. Bianco also telling his supporters last night that regardless of what this election outcome is, his base still wins.
I'm either going to be your next governor or I'm still going to be your sheriff.
Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco hyping up his base on election night, telling his supporters the only way to turn California around is to cause a disruption.
In the end, I will make absolutely sure that Sacramento hates me.
The 59-year-old was one of two Republican candidates, trailing behind Javier Becerra and Steve Hilton in the polls for weeks. Bianco sending out this message on his social media to rally more votes on Election Day.
We need the Inland Empire, Riverside and San Bernardino County to show up today.
But as poll results trickled in throughout the night, many of his followers left his watch party disheartened. Republican candidate frontrunner Steve Hilton, who urged Bianco to step aside to strengthen the Republican ticket, telling NBC4 that he hopes both parties can now come together.
And I would hope that Chad and I can find ways to work together, and I'd welcome him as part of my team anytime.
And guys, again, no word as of this afternoon on Chad Bianco or his team on what their next plan will be or if he plans to concede from the governor's race. Now, I can tell you that Bianco, we spoke to him on Monday. We had a one-on-one with him, and he told me that if the outcome of this election is not in his favor, it will be business as normal here at the sheriff's office. We're live in Riverside. Christian Cáceres, NBC4 News.
Now to the Tom Steyer campaign. He was watching election night results with supporters in the Bay Area. NBC4's Camilla Rambaldi was there as well. She has more from San Francisco.
Tom Steyer did not have any planned public events today. He was here in downtown San Francisco last night watching the election results come in with his supporters.
I want to thank you all for being here.
Gubernatorial candidate Tom Steyer taking the stage last night, addressing his supporters at his watch party in San Francisco.
We're going to wait till every ballot is counted. We're going to give democracy a time to work, and we know we finished really strong.
The Democratic candidate says he is staying hopeful and not backing down.
I've always been an optimist, and tonight I remain an optimist. None of this is far off. These dreams are not too big. The better California we've been fighting for is possible, and it's coming.
Steyer, who has spent more than $200 million of his money on his campaign, says his focus remains on affordability.
And we see corporations continue to rig the system for themselves, raising your prices to juice their profits. Screw that. My vision for California is based on a simple idea. The well-being of the most vulnerable shouldn't depend on corporations and billionaires choosing to do the right thing. We should have a system based on fairness. not on asking for fairness.
Steyer shared this moment with his family on stage, and as the results were coming in, he walked around to greet the crowd and take pictures.
You are the best of the best.
The Tom Steyer campaign says that they will continue to monitor the election results and wait for every ballot to be counted. Steyer also sent out a letter today to his campaign supporters. In San Francisco, Camilla Rambaldi, NBC 4 News.
And for a complete list of results, go to NBCLA.com and the NBCLA app. And of course, we will keep you updated with the numbers and more analysis ahead on the NBC4